Here's a question most people never think to ask. What if the reason you're not building wealth has nothing to do with how much money you make? Because most people assume the path to financial freedom is simple. Earn more. Spend less. Save the difference. And yet, millions of people follow that advice and still end up broke at the end of every month. Not because they're irresponsible. Not because they're lazy. But because of one invisible trap that quietly destroys financial progress for almost everyone. It's called lifestyle creep. And chances are, it's already happening to you. Here's how it works. You get a raise. Maybe it's modest, maybe it's significant. Either way, your income goes up. And for a brief moment, things feel different. You think, finally, some breathing room. But then, almost without noticing, your spending rises to match it. A nicer apartment. Better restaurants. A car upgrade. More subscriptions. Each decision feels completely reasonable on its own. But together, they silently absorb every dollar of that raise. And 6 months later, you're just as financially stuck as before, just at a higher income level. That's lifestyle creep. And the dangerous part isn't the spending itself. It's the fact that it feels completely normal while it's happening. Think about it this way. Imagine you're carrying a backpack on a long hike. At the start, it feels fine. But every hour, someone adds one small rock to the bag. Each rock is barely noticeable by itself. But after a full day of walking, the weight becomes unbearable. Lifestyle creep works exactly the same way. Small upgrades, one at a time, until the financial weight quietly becomes crushing. Now here's the psychology behind why this happens. Human beings are wired to adapt. It's called hedonic adaptation. Basically, your brain adjusts to new circumstances extremely quickly. The excitement of a new apartment fades within weeks. The thrill of dining at nice restaurants becomes the new normal. So you always end up back at baseline, but now you're spending significantly more to stay there. And the hunger for the next upgrade never really disappears. This is why income alone doesn't build wealth. Because for most people, higher income just funds a more expensive lifestyle, not a more secure future. So what's the alternative? The answer is something called a savings rate gap. And it's the single most important number in your financial life that nobody ever talks about. Your savings rate gap is simply the difference between how fast your income grows and how fast your lifestyle grows. If your income increases by 10% and your spending increases by 10%, your gap is zero. You're running in place. But if your income increases by 10% and your spending only increases by 3%, that 7% gap compounds over time into serious wealth. Here's a simple example. Two people both earn the same salary and receive the same raises every year. Person A lets their lifestyle grow with their income. After 20 years, they have a comfortable life, but very little saved. Person B keeps their lifestyle roughly fixed and invests the difference. After 20 years, that gap has quietly turned into financial freedom. Same income. Completely different outcomes. The only variable was the gap. The practical takeaway is straightforward. Every time your income increases, Make a conscious decision before your spending does. Decide in advance what percentage of that raise goes to your life today, and what percentage goes to your future. Even splitting it 50-50 is transformational compared to letting lifestyle creep take everything. Because here's the deeper truth about wealth. It's not about how much you earn. It's about the gap between what you earn and what you need to feel comfortable. The wider the gap, the faster real wealth builds. And the best time to protect the gap is before comfort quietly closes it. Most people spend their entire careers chasing a bigger paycheck, assuming that's what changes everything. But the people who actually build wealth understand something different. They don't just earn more. They intentionally keep the gap alive. So the next time you get a raise, ask yourself one question before you spend a single dollar of it. Is this upgrade going toward my life today or my freedom tomorrow? Because that one question, asked consistently over time, is worth more than any salary increase you'll ever receive.